Be back in Vegas, right? I mean, fight capital, big weekend. We were really privileged to kick it off on Friday night here, and you saw tonight, with the exception of one fight, all finishes, all the fighters showed up, in the season, and they're grinding for the points.
It's very satisfying when you put a card like this together and the fights prove they're even better than they're supposed to be because it was a crap enough.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the theme this season, toughest test in MMA, just got a lot tougher with the addition of the Bellator Fighters. Half of that roster for the global season is made up of Bellator Fighters. And when you look at that, when you really look at the caliber of talent within the PFL, the roster is second to none. And all of these fighters, not only are they taking on the top talent, but they're taking on this format. I mean, you're talking to get to the championship and be in that fight, 4 fights in 7 months. I mean, you talk to Randy Couture, you talk to, Tyrone Woodley. I mean, that's all they're talking about. This is grueling. It's the gauntlet.
And that's on the broadcast. You guys are going to Salt Lake City. That must be one of your sites for a new location to pick up the list.
Yeah, Sean O'Connell's excited. His hometown. New market for us. Great fans in Salt Lake City, so we're excited about that.
Would you attribute all the stoppages to tonight?
I'm sorry?
I said, would you attribute all the stoppages to tonight? Is it because there's new faces in the scene?
I think everybody's gearing up. Again, with the caliber of talent, the roster, how it's been elevated, and our fighters with this format, they don't want to leave a decision to the judges. They want to finish. They want to get those points, put themselves in a position to get into the postseason. That's what this format is all about.
How are you keeping up with the travel? Because it seems like you're here, there, and everywhere. Back in Europe.
No, all good. We got a great team. We have some announcements coming about, what I'll tell you about PFL Africa next month, and with Francis. So we're really focused on, growing the sport, supporting fighters at every stage of their careers and throughout the world. And that's what the team's focused on.
You were there in Saudi, obviously, for the Francis fight. I didn't go his way. What conversations been like between you guys, I guess, from a mental and physical aspect?
Yeah, hey, listen, Francis he's still committed to taking on the world and the world of combat sports. We support him, and he's excited to get back into the cage, and that fight's on against Renan Ferreira. We'll be announcing the date, we'll be announcing the location, but that fight is on, and it's going to be a stacked card with Francis and Renan at the top of it.
Pete, I was wondering, any talks about possibly coming back to Las Vegas for the second half of the regular season, or do you feel it'll be all new locations for the rest of the year?
Yeah, no, great question. We'll come back to Vegas. But this season, it's set. We're going to 10 markets. We haven't announced where the championship will be. It will likely be an international destination for the first time for the Global World Championship, which we're excited about. But we'll be back. We'll be back in Vegas. Our team is here. We got Lauren Mack here. We got Ray Sefo here. We have a whole team. And then, obviously, Extreme Couture. Randy's part of the family, so we're part of the fabric of Vegas.
I'd like to selfishly ask, what are talks like about potentially bringing the PFL back to California? First time since, I believe, season 1.
Yeah, no, it's been a while, and we talk about it every year, and now not only just with the PFL season, but we have Bellator. Bellator has rich history in California, so the team's working that out, and next year that'll be on the grid.
On the topic of locations, I got a bunch of friends back home in New York City. Jones at first PFL card at the Hulu Theater in Madison Square Garden. Can we expect to see that by the end of the year?
Yeah, no, we announced we have our whole schedule set and our city set. Listen, I'm a New York guy, and we're headquartered in New York City, so we've had great times at the Hulu Theater, at the Garden. We'll be back. We'll be in Connecticut with Bellator, so that's coming up in the Northeast.
Awesome. And then I asked Don Davis, I just wanted to ask you, we saw that Shane Burgos selected to not be a part of this season's flyweight tournament. Can we expect to see him in the cage by the end of this year?
Yeah, no, Shane will be back. He'll be back in the cage. While he's not going to be in the season. He's going to continue to fight. He's going to continue to elevate and challenge himself. So, big supporter of Shane.
Thank you. 2 weeks into the regular season, how has the action and the response from fans been compared to what you guys expected?
Yeah, listen, year over year we continue to grow. That's the whole idea. MMA is a growth sport, and we're well positioned. The Professional Fighters League presenting the very best of the sport year round. This year we'll have 30 events. Last year we had 18 events. What I could tell you is next year we'll have 40 events with the launch and expansion of PFL Africa, PFL Australia, and in 2026 we'll have 50 events. So we're really focused on, again, supporting the athlete's journey, putting on great fights, but with purpose as we think about advancing and growing the sport.
Just a quick one. It was announced Aspen Ladd would be making a move fighting on the Bellator series. Obviously, she was part of PFL, and then the switch from featherweights to flyweights. Is that the plan for the rest of the featherweights to potentially have their showcases as part of the Bellator team, or could they end up randomly on PFL cards?
Yeah, here's what I'd say. We basically elevated our women's 125 division from PFL Europe, and when we acquired Bellator, I mean, the fighters in that weight class, I mean, the women are really, I think it's the best in the world. So we felt it was proper to have it on this stage. And the women's 145, that weight class, you'll see those athletes on cards here, like during the global season, on Bellator cards, other international products. So we're not turning our back on those women. We're going to continue to sign and develop that weight class, but we're going to do it a little differently beyond the season format.
Pete, if Cyborg cannot go next in the next round, do you guys already have a replacement for him?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
If Cyborg cannot fight because of injury, do you have a replacement for him?
Yeah, we have a system for alternates, and we'll see. That was unfortunate. I mean, we love Sadabu, and that was a strange occurrence in the fight. But he's an incredible athlete. He'll be on the mend. He'll want to get back into the cage.
Chris Cyborg's been pretty vocal about wanting to get back in here, get a fight with the PFL. Is there any plans for her?
Sure, we got plenty of fights for Chris Cyborg, and the next one will be against Larissa Pacheco, and we're excited to see Chris, get back in action, not just focused on boxing and other things. So, all good. We're planning for that.
Do you have a date or a location for that?
We haven't announced it yet.
Guys, any more questions?
Cool.
All good? Yep.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Sure.
For France media, we know Cedric Doumbé is going to be back in Bellator this time. Could you tell us maybe a few names?
Yeah, no, we haven't announced his next matchup, but we're looking forward to it. And listen, there's a rematch, that fans would like, and I know Cedric would like that fight. We'll see. But there's a number of opponents that the team's excited about when Cedric comes back in the cage. So more to come there.
Okay, thank you. And all the friends is exciting to know where is signing Saladin Parnas. I asked the same question before, but I asked.
Yeah, we can circle back on those details. All right.
Thank you,
Cool.
guys.
Thank you.